right, so now we are in lesson 3.2, expanding squares. We see 3-step patterns. All right, I'm not sure what you would want to call this shape, but I immediately recognize that there are a bunch of squares connected to each other some way. So step 1, step 2, step 3, it is asking us now for step 5 and step 18. So step 5, that seems pretty reasonable. That means I only have to figure out step 4 and then step 5. But when it's asking me for step 18, I'm like, okay, whoa. So that must mean that there is a very specific pattern that's occurring here. And it's up to you to determine what that pattern is. So you really need to look at these and observe what is the connection between the step number, which is this. These are the step numbers, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. What is the connection between the step number and what you see here? Okay, the picture that you see here. So first it's asking you to sketch or describe it, so that's what you're going to have to do. Then it says how many small squares are in each of these steps. That goes right along with what number 1 is asking. Okay, there obviously is some type of pattern or connection with how many squares are in each of the steps. So if you figure out step 5 and step 18, you can either just count them all, or you should be able to predict. And that's why it's talking about explain how you know how many there are. For number 2, it says write an equation. Write an equation to represent the relationship. So this is similar to what we did in the warm-up. All right, we were able to come up with an equation. If you look at x, we came up with x squared minus 1. Those were expressions or equations that we could come up with to identify this, what we were seeing in that pattern. So no, it wasn't a step per se, but we were still able to see a pattern and express it mathematically. So you need to come up with an equation. So that's what that's what this activity is asking you to do. This should take you about 5 to 10 minutes.